week we're going to read the story, Bringing Down the Moon. The front of the book, the front of the book. This is the front of the book. The back of the book, the back of the book. This is the back of the book. What's this? The spine of the book, the spine of the book. This is the spine of the book. The title of the book, the title of the book. This is the title of the book. Bringing Down the Moon. The author writes the words, the author writes the words, the author writes the words, and the illustrator draws the pictures. By Jonathan Emmett, illustrated by Vanessa Cabin. Do you remember what this page is called? The Table of Contents. What page is Bringing Down the Moon? You're right, number 4. This topic is fantasy. That means it's pretend. Day and night sky. What page? 29. This is going to be information. So this is where we can learn something new that is not pretend. Let's go ahead and open the book. Bringing Down the Moon. Can you predict what this story is going to be about? I predict this story will be about a moon because my evidence is I see a moon. Hot diggity, exclaimed Mole as he burrowed out of the ground one night. Whatever is that? The moon was hanging in the sky above him like a bright silver coin. Mole thought that it was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. Predict. What do you think Mole will do next? Let's see. Whatever it is, I must have it, Mole said to himself. I know, I'll jump up and pull it down. Thump, thump, thumpity bump. Mole was so busy jumping he didn't think about the noise he was making, and he woke up his friend Rabbit in a burrow. Oh no, how do you think Rabbit's going to feel? Mole, said Rabbit, what on earth do you think you're doing? Hello, Rabbit, said Mole. I am trying to pull that shiny thing. You mean the moon? Asked Rabbit. So that's what it's called, said Mole. You'll never do that, said Rabbit. It's not as close as it looks. Predict. Do you think that Rabbit is right? Is the moon far away or close? But Mole would not give up. I know, he thought. I'll get a stick and I'll poke it down. He found a long stick and poked it up at the moon. Swish, swish, swishity swish. Mole was so busy poking that he tripped over a hedgehog and his bed of leaves. Wait a second, did we predict right? Is the moon far away? Yep, we did a good job. Mole, grunted Hedgehog, what are you up to? Hello, Hedgehog, said Mole. I am trying to poke that down that moon. You'll never do that, said Hedgehog. It's not as close as it looks. But Mole would not give up. I know, he thought. I'll throw something at it and knock it down. He found some acorns and threw them. Plink, plink, plickety, plink. Ouch, said Squirrel. Mole, have you gone nuts? Hello, Squirrel, said Mole. I'm trying to knock down the moon. You'll never do that, said Squirrel. It's not as close as it looks. But Mole wanted the moon so badly he would not give it up. I know, he thought. I'll climb a tree and carry it down. Mole had never climbed a tree before. It was hard work and he was scared to be so far from the ground. But he kept on going until he saw the moon resting in the leaves above him. Mole stretched out of his paws, and just as he thought he had seen the moon, or he could catch it, he slipped. Oh, eek! Ouch! Mole tumbled down and landed, splash, in the middle of a puddle. Do you still think that Mole will catch that moon? Let's hold on to it. Hot diggity drat, thought Mole. I almost had it this time. Then he noticed something floating in the puddle beside him. It was pale and wrinkled, but Mole noticed it at once. The moon, whispered Mole. It must have fallen down with me. He reached out to pick up the moon, but as soon as he touched it, it broke into pieces and vanished. Wait a second. Did the moon fall down? Or what is that? That is called a reflection. Mole sat in the puddle and cried. Rabbit, Hedgehog, and Squirrel came running. Are you all right, Mole? They asked. I'm all right, sobbed Mole, but the moon isn't. I tried to pull it down and I broke it, and it was so beautiful, and now I will never see it again. Predict. Do you think that Mole will see the moon again? Oh, Mole, said Rabbit, you couldn't pull down the moon, and you couldn't have broken it. And you certainly will see it again, said Squirrel. Look! High in the sky above them, the moon was coming out from behind a cloud. Oh, whispered Mole, and it's just as beautiful as ever. Did you predict right that he would see the moon? Mole, Rabbit, Hedgehog, and Squirrel stood and stared at the moon together. It's beautiful, said Rabbit. Very beautiful, said Hedgehog. Very beautiful indeed, said Squirrel. Yes, said Mole, but it's not as close as it looks. The